Very good. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to loop through arrays using two ways. First, the for loop. Second, we have the array for each. So initially, if we try to put the for loop here, we say let I equal 0. That's the first expression, which is where we're going to start counting from. Normally for loops, you start counting from a certain value to a certain value. We might want to count from 0 to 5, or maybe from 40 to 20, and so on and so forth. But this here is the beginning value. And then the next expression here, we say I less than 5, and then the next expression, we're incrementing the value of I. Very good. So for now, let's do console log I here. So it gives us 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't get to 5 because we're saying it should be strictly less than 5. So if we put equal here, so that it should be less than or equal to 5. Very good. Now, how can this help us in looping through arrays? Let's say we do the same for let I equal 0 here. I less than, what we want here is the length of the array, cars.length, and I'll tell you why. Okay. The reason why we want the length of the array here is because we want to loop from the start of the array till the end of the array. And the end of the array here, before we get to this element, we must have counted the array all through, okay? Like 1, 2, 3. There are currently 3 elements here. So it's going to count from 0, 1, and it's going to end at 2 because this is strictly less than. So if we try to just do console log I, let's delete this one. So it gives us 0, 1, 2. And if we check the positions of this array, this is 0, this is 1, and this is 2. Remember, we're starting from 0. We could start from 1, but we don't want to start from 1 because accessing an array starts from 0. Because we want to use this I here to be able to access the array. And if we say less than or equal here, it's gonna get to 3, but we don't have any elements at the third position here. Let me show you. So if we say I plus empty plus cars of I, if we run this, then you see the last element here is undefined because there's no element at the third position. So we just want to go from 0 to strictly less than cars.length, because the length of the array starts counting from 1. So the length of this array is 3, but the positioning starts counting from 0. So we don't want to touch the length. We just want to end at one position below the length. Very good. Now, how do we use the for each to accomplish this same thing? The for each takes this structure. You take the array name dot for each. Here, our array here is cars dot for each, and then the first position is always the element, the second position is the index of that element, and then this one here is the array we're currently looping through. So we say console log L, then index, and then R. See, so you see this is the element. This is the position 0, 1, 2, and the array is the current array we're looping through. So for now, let's take this out because we don't want to use it. And let's take this one too. Let's convert this to I plus. We run it. Very good. So you see that we literally have the same thing here and here, right? But for the for loop, it's more general. With the for loop, we can use it to loop through anything that's iterable, but the for each is specifically for arrays. If we add an element here, all of them are going to work. So some car, they're still going to work. But you see that for the for loop, for us to be able to access the element, we need to do this, cars of I. But for the for each, it just comes as an element here that we can use. Alright, very good. So see you in our next lesson.